Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where, although it's not confirmed yet, we have just eliminated Japan. They have no provinces and no ports. They will disappear next turn. And in case the Soviet Union forgot that they were at war with us, I'm now invading South Sakhalin. I'm going to send all the fleet but one ship to Vladivostok to go take Vladivostok, because I'm now of the opinion that we should just war anybody that's stupid enough to challenge us, and war them until they go away. That's my plan. Yeah. Right. Now, to celebrate conquering Japan, I think we should build a new class of ship. And of course, we're going to build some more heavy cruisers. Now, the good news is, while the gravities were under construction, we sorted out the problems with the triple turrets. Huzzah! Very good. So we could build the successors to them on the Modern Heavy Cruiser 2. Or we could build something entirely new. Or we could do both. I kind of want to have a look at something different. First of all, on the experimental heavy cruiser, because I think it's more interesting than just repeating. So this thing is... We're going to try and target that 35 knot top speed. This thing is going to be built, yeah, somewhat lighter. 11,000 tons. So this is basically going to be similar to the light cruiser, but just chunkier, with probably an awful lot of 6-inch. We could go the minimal. We could just go for the cheapest one. Certainly a distinctive look. Cool. We'll just go with cheap tower. Oil. I'm assuming gear turbines is going to be very slightly lighter and cheaper than going with a turbo drive. Go with 2 funnels. I am leaving a gap on purpose. There's going to be some torpedoes in there. Oh, we've got the giant funnel. Okay. New plan. Torpedoes are going here. Now, we have the 6-inch Mark IIIs. And as you can see, well, triples are maybe not quite there, but they're getting there. So we're going to go with the same 12 6-inch guns that the Capycruisers have for now, with a single quad torpedo launcher in the middle there, 24-inch. Those boats should disappear. There we go. I could maybe fit an extra gun in, actually. I don't want... Oops. Don't want a very big barbette. Nah, it does interfere. I'd maybe be able to put an extra one in there. There's another way of doing it. Which is to use the dual barbette for small guns to mount the 6-inch guns in a triple stack. And this I can use as a secondary mount, which I know seems possibly obtuse, but or do you know what would be better? Let's go with a XY and what I would call a V turret at the back, and then have a 3-inch up on the top, which can't quite fire aft, but has... I think that looks more sensible. That looks like a more realistic cruiser layout. So I'm kind of hoping that I can, yeah, shoehorn some more 3-inch guns on the sides. I'd like one forward, but I don't see any way of mounting a forward firing one easily. I think that's reasonable for armament. 6-inch 45 sounds good to me. We'll get the 3-inch 40 calibers. Prop shaft. All the mod guns. Of course, the big difference between this and the light cruiser version, Tentacle, that's cool, is it has anti-torpedo defense, which is something the light cruiser cannot use. Ooh, RDF, that's new as well. And we have plenty of displacement left for armor. And we have improved quality at 145%. Very good. Okay, I definitely want to be able to bounce high explosive, so we'll go with the... start off with a very similar armor scheme to our existing heavy cruiser. Max out our layers. And instead of just like raw firepower or things like that, we're going to go maximum bulkheads, maximum range. This is going to be a long-range ship, somewhere between a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser. And by heavy cruiser, I mean like treaty heavy cruiser, like an 8-inch ship. That, yeah, is very much going to be designed to engage light cruisers, destroyers, transports, not going after anything else. Let's give it spacious crew quarters. Because again, if it's going to be a long-range ship, it's going to need that. I'm trying to think what else to stick on here. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. We could go with maybe more extended armor to try and bounce all the way up to a 6-inch shell. That is not a bit much. Yes, this is more of a brawler, intending to get close to enemy light cruisers and things. We should be okay against a light cruiser, even its AP shells, at a realistic battle range, which would be a pretty big advantage. And the main belt obviously is going to be proof, but having the extended belt, fairly resistant to 6-inch AP shells, should be very, very helpful. And of course, what do you call a ship that is meant to celebrate the unity between Brazil and Japan? An animal that is beloved by both and loves the water. It is the mighty capybara, of course. Yes. I think these things will do well. How do they compare? Oh, they are actually really expensive compared to the gravities. Yeah, okay. But actually, you look at the cost of our cruiser fleet, right? We've got the Aratus, which are reasonably priced. The Capycruiser, which are pretty expensive at 200 million a pop. The Gravities, which are pretty amazing things, actually, but they're only 30 knots. This thing, okay, it's not quite as fast as the Capycruiser, but it is fast enough. It's got plenty of guns. It's rocking 15 6-inch guns. It's pretty well protected, and it has massive utility. And that is what I'm paying for, that utility. But yeah, 200 million. It costs more than a Brasilia class. Mind you, the Brasilias and the other battle cruisers are kind of wanting refits soonish. This is a very modern ship with some pretty interesting tech on board, like the RDF. Yeah, sure. I like it. I'm going to go see how many of these I can afford to build. Sadly, the answer to that is only 2. We're having a bit of a financial, not crisis, but financial issues in that we've been at war for a while. So our GDP growth is not great. It is still positive, though. But we've been conquering a lot of territory. We need time to digest. We're also the #1 economy in the world now. By the way. Just as an aside. But this train has no brakes. We are going to take even more territory. We're going to clean up all of this Russian stuff in the Pacific. And anyone else who thinks that they can take us on. Russian light cruiser has shown up to defend Vladivostok, which, you know, I wouldn't, in a normal campaign, I probably wouldn't even bother showing this, but there's so little in the way of enemy fleets that, yeah, it doesn't really matter. This is probably the #1 issue I'm having with the Dreadnought Improvement Project version 3. Because of the extra nations and the new diplomacy system, if a war starts, basically everybody ends up in war forever. And no one has any money or any ships. The AI really isn't designed to deal with that. It needs periods of peace to build up its fleet, sort out its money, and all the rest of it. So I am working on it, but yeah, the way I'm working on it in this campaign is, well, let's just eliminate all the countries that are belligerent. Welcome back. All 6 of the battle cruisers in action here. I think this is the first time all 6 have been in the same place at once. Big concentration of firepower to take out a protected cruiser and a destroyer that probably pretty old anyway. Yeah, Mark 1 guns and compound armor and... yeah, it's just... sure, whatever. Soviets desperately trying to stop me locking them out of the Pacific. But they will have no success in that endeavour. We've already taken Vladivostok. We're now moving into the Sea of Otosk. Clear up all this stuff. The Germans hold Kamchatka. I have been threatening the Germans with we're going to attack you, but they just keep paying us off, which I'm fine with. And yeah, 2 dead Soviet ships. Okay, the Soviets have given up, basically. We could take Romania and southern Finland if we wanted. Hilarious options. Sure, why not? Yeah! Okay, cool. And I am keenly aware that those are terrible provinces to take. But I don't want the Spanish getting southern Finland. And taking Romania is just funny. At least poor old Moldova, surrounded by not Russia. The Germans are fighting hard against the Portuguese. Wow, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. We haven't actually looked at the politics screen for a bit. So here's us. Oh, we're no longer the largest. The Netherlands have sorted themselves out. Probably after they've gone on an absolute rampage through China. Along with the French. There's us, who we are actually pretty well liked by everybody. Except the Chinese and probably the Russians. the Netherlands has a reasonably sizable fleet, bigger than ours. France doing okay. Not great, especially considering this situation, but not the worst in the world. Britain is suffering, but is only currently at war with America. So, yeah, aside from their GDP being in the doldrums, they're okay. Spain clinging on. Germany doing okay. 81 billion. Yeah, third largest. Yeah, third largest GDP, but a tiny fleet. They're in 3 wars. Italy, kind of, given that they have southern France, that's not great. Korea exists. Obviously, it's only South Korea, but I don't think they're going to exist for much longer. Russia, we just beat the crap out of, and they still have other enemies. The United States still has no fleet and no naval funds. At least their GDP is positive. Once the GDP gets going and they're able to sort this nonsense out, they'll be okay. They can come back from that. But just now, the doves are in command, I suppose. China, it's on life support. Portugal, maybe seeing a little bit of a resurgence from Portugal. They've taken some of the former Austro-Hungarian Empire, weirdly. Yeah, but we don't have any enemies for a bit, apart from maybe China. But China has very serious problems, both France and the Netherlands. And I know it's a little hard to see, but the Netherlands are a lighter shade than China. Yeah, they're certainly pushing away. They've got Spanish assistance by the looks of it. Yeah. China, for a war, for us, if we do go to war with China, really the only particularly interesting thing is Formosa for us. But I guess I'd better get the fleet, which is way up here, distributed to some sensible places. But for now, I'm just going to send them all home to Rio. And I'm going to switch the fleet back to peacetime. The gravities. I know it's Garavatis. Are finished. The 2 capybaras are nearly finished. 1 month. What do we need to build next? Probably some more destroyers, right? Probably, yeah. Given our expanding expansion. Yeah, we've got modern destroyer standards. I think that would be a good bet. Right, I'll wait a month and I'll see you back in the shipyard. Welcome back. Right, destroyers, the Tupi class. By the way, I've run out of names for destroyers. Although I haven't checked this morning. If you would like a destroyer named after you, if you would like a Tupi class, hey, sign up at the Destroyer Captain tier on YouTube, or at any tier on Patreon, although the base battle sibling tier is the cheapest, that gives you the destroyer. Probably just the smallest funnel because of ridiculousness. Yeah, you can get your own destroyer. It's 1 monetary unit per month extra on top of the regular channel membership if you're a regular channel member. And it's the same price on the Patreon. Oh, no. Maybe we should wait. Maybe I should wait a little bit. I mean, not about that, but we're very close to getting Mark 4 5-inch guns. So I'm actually going to leave the constructor for now. I will be back. How many months? 11. Let's put a research priority onto that. 4 months. That's perfect, because what I'm instead going to do is I'm going to refit all of our existing destroyers. Because they're pretty out of date. Actually, no, I can't refit all of them, but I can refit these ones, which have the little 3-inch guns. And I can refit the ones with the 4-inch guns. So we go from coal to oil, huge, and from a multiple expansion engine to a geared turbine. Not as significant as you'd expect, but still pretty decent upgrade. Certainly an engine efficiency. Upgrade this. We can upgrade the armor. This one did already receive 1 refit. Obviously, I want to fiddle with the guns in a minute. White powder, bloody hell. Yeah, that is quite the upgrade. Upgrade the torpedo types. So they're now Mark 3. Can you fit a 24-inch torp? You can. Although weight is becoming an issue. Maybe stick with like 21-inch. Yeah, 21s. I mean, I could do something more radical. I could replace the 2 twins with like a single quad launcher, but honestly, I kind of like keeping the basic idea of the ship. Right, we're going to improve the caliber of the turrets. Very nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace those 3-inch singles with twins. Doubling the firepower of the ship. Lovely stuff. We're also going to make them 3-inch 40s. Very good. We're also going to fix some of these issues. We could get... I'd rather go standard bulkheads, enhanced range on a destroyer. Because really what you're wanting them to do is to get out there and protect your convoys. Or to raid enemy convoys. And they need range to do that. So that's a huge upgrade in range for them. Over what they previously had. Okay, that's kind of perfect. So we'll save that one. Game's thinking about it. I normally cut all of the refit process out because it can get pretty slow. It's improved a lot though. Performance of this is so much better than it used to be. Developers have done a fantastic job with that. So we're going to refit that. We'll get rid of the old design. And this one, the one with the 4-inch guns, we're going to refit them as well. I'm going to rush that 5-inch gun tech. Refit our 2 existing classes of destroyers with the 5-inch guns. And then lay down some new ones. So, right. Let's go the other way this time. Upgrade the marks. So this is going to be the same basic idea. We're going to swap out the 4-inch guns for 4-inch twins, if possible. Might not be possible. Might have to remove the super firing gun and just have a single 4-inch twin there and 2 on the back. So this isn't getting a doubling in firepower, but it's going from 4 guns to 6 guns, which I think is fine. But can get the big torps, I think, because we haven't put any engine improvements in yet. This will add some weight, adding the reinforced bulkheads. Aux diesel. Going from coal to oil. Yeah. Yeah, and another 1%. Improving the engines. And this allows us to fix some of the serious issues this class had. Oh, 5 tons overweight. And this torpedo doesn't fit. Maybe stick with the 21s then. There you go. Stick with the 21s, and we can get many bulkheads and even more range. Lovely. Standard? No. But, oh, actually, this thing had speed issues, didn't it? 31. Can we get it to 34? 35? 36? Yeah. Let's instead go standard. Well, middle, standard on the range, and bulkheads. Let's go 36 knots so they get just a little bit speedier. Okay, good. I can live with that. Right, I'm going to go get those 5-inch guns and refit the other 2 destroyers. Okay, next refit of the destroyers. We now have those new 5-inch guns. Remember, the Dreadnought Improvement Project version 3 uses the Tweaks and Fixes mod, which means when you upgrade things, you have to click a button, and then it'll do it. What? Oh, weird. If I use singles, I get this style of turret. If I use twins, I get this style. Well, let's keep them on singles then, because that just looks better. Again, reasons that reasons you should do stuff. Let's use 38s, because I like that caliber on a 5-inch. Why are you still being highlighted? You don't have a poor sector of fire. No, you don't. There you go. There you go. Right. RDF, for sure. Better hydrophone. Better rate. Better rangefinder. Let's leave the torpedoes for now. TNT and cordite upgrades. Already using the best shells we've got. Reinforce the bulkheads. Improve all that stuff. Better steering. Better prop shaft. Actual oil fuel. Geared turbines. And yeah, I think we try and fix the range on this thing. No, not even that good. But I can increase it by a notch. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Seems decent to me. Let's go grab the other one. And get these ones refitting. The other one is newer. The Gurupas. They're our newest. And yeah, I know I'm going over the capacities because I've got ships being repaired. And these guys, probably, again, keep those single 5s. I mean, a single 5-inch gun is pretty much what most destroyers have. If you look at historical destroyers, most of them have a single 5-inch gun. So 4 of those. You know, minor upgrades here and there, because yeah, this is the newest ship in the destroyer fleet. Could upgrade the torps. No engine upgrades. Can't get a range bump. Can't get a bulkhead bump. You know what? Just leave it. Honestly, just leave that weight spare for... They'll get one more upgrade for sure, because once we have the Mark V guns, radar and stuff like that, these things will need upgraded again. Possibly twice, because you get the Mark V guns before you get the fancy stuff like radar and autoloaders and what have you. Yeah, cool. Save that one. Get more refitting on the go. I'll clear out the... I don't mind stacking these up. I will clear up the shipyards. All of this stuff that we're asking them to do. And then I will see you back in the shipyard for the design of the new destroyer. Right, destroyer time. Oh, they get renamed. Now the group has 1,900 tons, so yeah, I don't hate going big on these, but I'd rather trim it a little bit. Oops, 23 tons, yeah. 2,300 tons, I think is good. We want a more modern tower, I think, at this stage. And I think I might stick with single fives. Purely aesthetic. That's going to be a stretch, but maybe... it does look a little bit silly. No. Guns are bigger than I thought they would be. We'll stick with... We'll stick with 2 single 5-inch 38s on the front. A funnel. Secondary tower. Probably the cheapest one I can get. We'll put the torpedoes back in this little gap here. And then 2 5-inch guns on the back. In the middle, we're going to have a quad launcher. This is going to be carrying big torps. Armoring wise, I'm just going to throw the armor on now since I'm down here. Let's go 0.4. This seems fine to me. 0.2, 0.4, 1. Yeah, something along those lines. Definitely want RDF. Constance. So I don't have Electro 2 turrets, unfortunately. Double bottom hull's fine. We don't need a triple bottom hull. That's just excessive. Oop, nope, unbalanced on a destroyer, please. Stick with just a regular diesel. Induce boilers, because it saves a bit of weight. Oil. And so number 6. Yeah, gear turbines are slightly lighter and cheaper. Stand bulkheads. Oh yeah, we need to up the speed. Theoretical maximum on this hull is 35. Yeah, we can manage 35. 36? No. 35 it is. Range is pretty good. It's just under 20,000 kilometers. I have no problems with this. Yeah, if you would like one of these named after yourself, let me know. But otherwise, these are going to be the D-class. Because they're just going to get named... Actually, no. They're just going to be... Well, they are going to be called the D-class, but I'm just going to call them the D. So that they get named like D1, D2, D3, D4, and so on. So if you would like one of these, let me know. Let me know if you are a channel member who signed up as a destroyer captain and not told me your destroyer name or your Patreon. And you haven't told me what you want your ship to be called. There is a ship here waiting for you. And it's a good one. How many ships will be waiting for you? That's a good question. Let's see how many we can afford to build. Or rather, let's just see how many we can build. Let's go on a pledge drive. Because I can build 34 of these. It would cost me 220 million a month. So that's maybe excessive. No, we're going to build 10. I'm going to build 10 of these. Boop. There we go. And as I thought, they get to call D1 through 9, apart from the D itself, which we're going to call the DX. And you can decide for yourself whether that's the experimental first destroyer, a la Star Trek, the wrestling generation DX faction from the Attitude Era, or whether that's the D10, but I've used an X a la Mac OS 10. Figure it out. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to end the episode there, and I will see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.